This time of year comes with its own unique challenges for those grieving a loss. Wellness and grief coach Michelle Walter has some tips on how to cope. Thanks so much for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
So if someone is dealing with a recent loss or is dealing with an ongoing loss, what's kind of the best thing that we can do for them?
Well, it depends. There's two different types of grief that we're dealing with here. You have anticipatory grief, which is grieving a loss that hasn't quite happened yet. Let's say you are dealing with a terminally ill spouse you're caring for, or you're caring for an elderly parent who has Alzheimer's, so you're grieving before the loss actually happens. They're still physically with us. And then there's traditional grief where the loss happens and then we grieve. When most people think about Christmas and the holidays, they think about festivities and family and food and all those great things and memories and all of those wonderful things. But for those of us who are navigating grief, and especially if it's a new loss and this is the first holiday without the person, you have anxiety about attending family functions and gatherings without your significant other or the person who you've lost, or that empty chair that's going to be at the table now that usually had that person in it, type of thing. So these are things that you, when you're going through grief, you're going to feel a bit of anxiety about, because the holidays look different now.
Right.
Yeah.
How did you navigate the first Christmas without your husband, Brian?
Okay, well, the first Christmas, it was almost like a year after, because he went into the hospital. We celebrated Christmas, New Year's. He went into the hospital in January and passed away in March. So the following Christmas, my family really rallied around me. My sister, my grown children, they really rallied around me. They came to me. They made it all about me and surrounded me, and we just did whatever I wanted. They didn't pressure me to, be bubbly and happy and whatever. And we sat around and we actually talked about Brian and looked at pictures and videos of him and kind of reminisced and laughed and joked, and that was what I think I needed for the first Christmas without him.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think if you're thinking about inviting somebody to a dinner or celebrating the holidays, it's just kind of about giving them space.
Absolutely. If you're going to invite somebody who's navigating grief to any type of function, just make it a non-pressure invitation. Let them know that if they have the capacity to show up, then all they need to do is show up themselves. They don't have to bring anything. There's no obligation there. And if they are not able, they don't have the bandwidth to do it, then there's no judgment, and that's understood.
Maybe like we'd love to see you here, but we understand
if you can't be here.
If you can't be here.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of the great tips that you outline in your memoir to your husband, your tribute to your husband, the book It Wasn't Luck.
Yes. Well, the book started out actually as a journal. I was going to therapy, and my therapist told me to start a journal. And so I did, and then the journal slowly evolved into the book that's there now. And really, it's just my raw account of the emotions and the feelings that I went through. It told a little bit of our story and our, our love story and stuff, but it really was just those raw feelings of having to navigate grief and the things that you lose, not just your spouse, but I lost the future that we had planned.
Part of your identity,
my identity as a wife. Who am I now that I'm not his wife? And also there's secondary losses. You lose relationships because, like we discussed earlier, some people judged me for moving on as quickly as I did, because I just remarried and just celebrated my 1-year anniversary this past weekend. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so the book is available now.
Yes.
I think we've run out of time, so we'll get the links up on our website then, chch.com/morninglive. Michelle, thanks so much for coming in and sharing your tips.
Thank you very much.